90 seconds. That's all it takes to kill the momentum of the biggest soccer tournament on earth. And at the 2026 World Cup, it happened so many times that fans started keeping count. Comment sections reached thousands of replies, and casual viewers genuinely called their cable providers thinking the stream had frozen. You're watching a knockout match, score tied, a striker burns past his defender inside the box, and the referee blows the whistle, points to the sideline, and 22 professional athletes casually stroll over to grab water like it's a Sunday morning practice session. It didn't freeze. And once you understand the actual science triggering these stops, the medical history behind them, and the accidental tactical weapon they created that coaches are now quietly exploiting at the highest level of the sport, you won't just understand the cooling break, you'll be stunned it took this long to exist. Start with one number that reframes this entire conversation. During the 2026 group stage match between the United States and Honduras in Kansas City, independent sensors measured the surface temperature of the playing field at kickoff, 54 degrees Celsius. Not the air temperature, the grass itself, the actual surface these athletes were planting their feet into and sprinting across at 30 kilometers per hour for 90 minutes. For context, 54 degrees is hotter than a freshly brewed coffee. It's hot enough to cause a first-degree burn on bare skin within seconds of contact. FIFA scheduled a World Cup match on that surface at 2 in the afternoon and acted surprised when people noticed. The system triggering these breaks is built around something called the wet bulb globe temperature, WBGT, and this is the number that almost every media outlet covering this tournament ignored completely. The WBGT is not a regular thermometer reading. It's a composite index measuring air temperature, humidity, wind speed, and solar radiation simultaneously, because those four variables together determine one specific thing: how effectively the human body can actually cool itself down in real conditions. A 39-degree day with low humidity and a breeze might be manageable. A 33-degree day with 88% humidity, no wind, and direct midday sun can hospitalize a trained professional athlete within an hour. A standard thermometer cannot tell you which scenario is more dangerous. WBGT can. FIFA's protocol has zero gray area. The moment that index crosses the defined threshold before kickoff, cooling breaks are automatically locked in at roughly the 30th minute of the first half and the 75th of the second. The players don't vote, coaches don't negotiate, broadcasters who paid hundreds of millions for these time slots don't get a call. The number crosses the line, the break happens. Here's the biology that changes everything. A soccer player operating at high intensity above 35 degrees loses up to 3 liters of fluid per half through sweat alone. Peer-reviewed sports medicine research shows that losing just 2% of body weight through dehydration, achievable in under 25 minutes of intense exercise in extreme heat, reduces cognitive function by approximately 20%. Decision speed, passing accuracy, spatial awareness. At elite level, that 20% is the difference between a perfect through ball and gifting possession in your own half. Beyond performance, there is the actual emergency tier. Exertional heat stroke in core temperature exceeding 40 degrees can cascade directly into organ failure. That is documented medical literature with a real body count across athletic history. The 1994 World Cup was also held in America. Players visibly suffered through extreme heat with zero formal break protocol. The sport got lucky. Nobody collapsed on camera. 32 years later, FIFA stopped gambling, but nobody predicted what cooling breaks accidentally became. When that whistle blows and both teams walk to their technical areas, coaches get something with no equivalent anywhere else in the sport: direct, live, uninterrupted access to their players mid-match. Soccer has no timeouts. Managers normally communicate through substitutions they may not want yet, or screaming at a captain and hoping it reaches the right players in time. A cooling break collapses all of that into 90 seconds of open conversation at the exact minute the game is breaking against you. One manager at this tournament acknowledged post-match that the break at the 71st minute gave him the precise window to fix his defensive shape against a set-piece pattern his team had no answer for. The thermometer handed him a timeout he never earned. That is the legitimate tension. And the sport runs on unbroken momentum on 45 minutes of pressure accumulating until something finally gives. A cooling break at the 72nd minute resets everything instantly. The pressing team stops, the panicking goalkeeper breathes, and whoever benefits contributed nothing to deserving it. The people most furious about cooling breaks are watching from air conditioning. The players on a 54-degree surface in the 69th minute of a World Cup quarterfinal almost unanimously want the break because they are the ones actually paying for this spectacle with their bodiest. If this answered the question, drop your take in the comments. See you in the next one.